Starz TV.
Hey guys, it's MOP LOM Lockbox Q here, and you're here for another catch-up session for Street Starz GT, and we are here with no other than Mr.
Mark Starkey.
So Mark,
Yeah.
we are here situated in the heart of gaming. Could you tell us more about the heart of gaming?
Well, it's a collective effort, basically, community sort of project to keep and maintain destination video gaming going in London. We started off by taking sort of like, the leftovers from the Trocadero and starting this place in the early days. It's come quite a long way. It's added a lot of new games, added a lot of new people. The console support's big. We've got stuff's in the pipeline to get PC gaming on board. Obviously, there'll be more about that, through our media, sort of as it happens. But generally, we just sort of look to preserve the environment of destination gaming, as it were. It's a very sort of important part of the video gaming past that isn't really sort of so big now because of the internet. And online gameplay, of course, the rise of online gameplay, but there are still people who crave this, and those are the people we look to provide for.
So what initially made you think of the heart of gaming? Or what brought the idea along?
Well, I was a young technician, sort of back in the mid-90s, arcade sort of amusement technician. I stayed in contact with a lot of the people from sort of back then, and I got to hear about when Trocadero Family Leisure was closing down or sort of experiencing troubles, so I quickly sort of put in an offer to acquire a lot of the joystick and button based arcade machines for cheap. It was a sort of a hobby of mine to do up old equipment, old video gaming equipment, and move it on through the internet. But when you kind of see the massive amount of stuff sitting in big yellow storage, you can't help but think to yourself, this is literally like a good enough arcade if only it was kind of switched on and somewhere where people could get to. And you start sort of thinking, it's like, well, what can we do, because they don't really make arcades anymore? How can we keep people's interest long term? It's like, let's do consoles. And then we kind of sort of toyed with the idea of how to work the pricing structure. Obviously arcade machines are pay per play and consoles not so much, and that was when we came up with the idea to literally just scrap the old coin operated system, modernize it, obviously for 21st century, and in turn make it more affordable and more appealing to players to come to.
So what are your views on the online gaming scene and how it has changed, obviously, from good old arcades and sitting in the sitting room and calling your friends over?
Well, I mean, I'm not personally a big fan. I'm not against it. It's just, I like games that generally are very sort of, we can sit down, have a quick burst and not get too sort of tied up, and social as well. Having said that though, only a fool is going to deny that online gaming is the way of the future. The rise of esports is obviously, interesting. The idea that you could sort of make a living out of it. I don't think anybody really sort of ever did that a long time ago, back in the 20th century. So it does kind of show that the influence of video games is getting a lot stronger. It's reaching a lot more people. It's becoming a lot more sort of versatile, and in respect, I think that's a good thing. The arcades will always have their heart in the places of people who remember them, but at the end of the day, time waits for no man. Things change, and it's a case of either change with it or end up like the Trocadero did.